This conference will now be recorded.
I think all figured out. This conference is now being recorded, so we'll be posting it on the chamber website later today. I do want to let you know members of the media have been invited to participate as well. We welcome them. These programs usually generate 2 or 3 articles, and we're looking forward to your reporting. I do want to let you know that we'd ask you to keep your phones on mute until we get to the Q&A part of the program, but we appreciate that as well. Uh, and with that in mind, today we're going to have a little bit of a different program. First of all, this will be my last opportunity to host these calls. Uh, and we'll probably won't have another call until January, where you'll be greeted by your president and CEO, Kelly Augustine. So there you go. But it's been a privilege to host these. We thought that it would be appropriate for us kind of give you a sense of a little bit about a little bit about the transition, and thanks to the great planning and leadership of Dustin and uh, and Dr. Head and others. This transition has been planned well over a year. We kind of put together a transitional program, and so this hasn't been something that we're dealing with in the spot. The good news is that when you have the luxury of time and planning, usually these things tend to be really seamless. And I think that in this case it certainly will be. And uh, the really good news for the chamber, and we have Missy Manning on the phone this morning, and we have Militia, who is also our program director, on the phone on this call this morning. Uh, Kelly has the benefit of starting with a full house, full staff, I think, for the next busy year. There are a lot of things that are being planned and considered, and I see many of our board members on this call this morning. We had the benefit of our board meeting this morning, and it was, it was discussed about capacity issues, what we can do, what we can't do with our limited resources. And in the chamber world, in any world, limited resources usually boils down to 3 things. Do you have the staff to do the project? Do you have the volunteers to the project? And do you have the money to do the project? If the answer to any one of those 3 questions is no, you probably shouldn't be doing it in any business or nonprofit. You have to have the staff, the money, and the volunteers to execute that. And I was really excited this morning. Dr. Head this morning reaffirmed our commitment to the priorities that we established this last few months at the retreat, and how he's going to use that as kind of a living and guiding document for the next year. And I think that's going to be a great roadmap for Kelly on the staff and her colleagues to follow this next year. On the way out the door, I'll tell you this: this business has changed a lot since I walked through a chamber door 40 something years ago. Uh, the chambers existed primarily as a social organization for people to get together, more networking than anything else. That's clearly not the case anymore. That there's been a sea change in attitude of our membership, and we can't forget that, and that will continue to morph as we move forward. If you ask me what's different about 40 years ago, well, one is the ROI, the return on investment. The women and men who join this organization today have a clear expectation of having a return on investment, which means that this board of directors at the chamber constantly has to ask the question: is this the best utilization of our resources to serve our members and our community? And then you have what I call the pop-ups, those things that happen during the course of the year that we can't ignore because of the potential economic impact. A major business closing, a change in the economy. I'd use COVID as an example of that, and how we all had to figure a new way of doing business. And sometimes chambers get so wedded to tradition that they don't react to the really important things that will help preserve the economic uh, component of the community. I'm pretty proud of my board because they have had the flexibility and a willingness to change. We certainly went through that with COVID. and had to find a new way of doing business and to keep our members served and to find an appropriate role for us to play. And you folks, I don't need to tell you folks, there are issues here, and I would distill them down to 3 areas in Nacogdoches that are going to require continued involvement in the chamber. Uh, Starting with, we got to make sure that SFA is still a priority issue in the minds of the education leaders in Texas. That we've got a lot at stake here with that campus and the jobs they provide and the economic catalysts that they contribute to this community. That's one. The other thing is how we address the infrastructure issues. And I'm not talking about just taking care of what we have currently that is already a challenge, but making sure that we find a way to address those issues to add capacity so that when an economic development opportunity comes and knocks on our door, that we'll have a place to put them and we'll have the ability to be able to serve their needs, water, sewer, fiber, whatever it is they need. We've got to be advocates for that. We've got to find a way of funding it, but not at the expense of the women and men that are residents of Nacogdoches solely, and also
Okay.
the businesses that we represent. I think that's critical as
Okay.
well. And the
Okay.
third element clearly
Okay.
is the evolution and development of I-69. We need to stay engaged with TxDOT. When I say we, I'm talking about our partners in Lufkin and Angelina. I'm watching what's taking place in Angelina County, and I'm watching what's taking place here. And if we don't engage on that and find a meaningful role, we're going to have some real challenges ahead of us. And that's one of the things that we're going to have to pay attention to. So here's the deal. From a chamber standpoint, uh, you got a lot of reasons to be a member and a lot of reasons for this organization to exist. But don't become so wedded to what we're doing day to day that we forget the really important things that will pop up and you didn't anticipate. And that's going to be for Dr. Head and his colleagues on the board and the staff to be sensitive to and to find an appropriate role. What I loved about what you said this morning at the board meeting, Ryan, was our commitment to that that commitment sheet this morning. Is that if it doesn't fit our purpose and our mission, then we probably ought not to be doing it. And I'm confident you're going to keep us on task on that. Having said that, I'm going to turn this part of the meeting over, my part of the presentation over now to Kelly Augustine to kind of give you a forecast of what's going to go on in 2024.
Thank you, Wayne. This is a great opportunity, and I appreciate Wayne asking me to do this on this call. This is a call that he created. It was a great need, and we got wonderful feedback on the information that was shared. So I'm so happy that he has continued it, and now I get to speak as well as a guest. So we did not collaborate on what I'm about to share with you. So I want you to know that. And I think it's actually going to fit very well with what he opened with and where I'm going to take it. So we were talking about as we're getting ready for 2024, right? Changes. And that means more than what the chamber's going through in this transition, but also Nacogdoches. Each one of you in your jobs, in your lives, you've all got, I'm sure, some exciting expectations for the new year. And thinking about that, and this audience, by the way, because you guys are familiar with our chamber and you're familiar with our community, the folks that are doing different things in different areas. So I thought, what if we just looked at it from a different perspective, maybe as we're wrapping up 2023 and getting ready for 2024? What's something exciting and fun that we might like to think about? Well, how about coming aboard the Chamber cruise ship? Everybody likes a cruise, right? Even if you haven't taken a cruise. Maybe you would fantasize about your chamber cruise with us. And, you know, the first thing I thought of when I thought about a cruise and the actual ship are the people that are preparing for the guests, right? That's going to be the chamber staff. Wayne went through a couple of names there, but I would like to just take a step back and talk about what each one of the chamber staff members are watching over on their cruise ship voyage. So Missy Manning, give a wave, Missy. She's relatively new on our team. She is managing the finances both for the Chamber of Commerce and the Nacogdoches County Chamber Foundation. So Missy is a great addition to the team, and she has a specific role that's very important for us. So thank you, Missy, for taking this on. We also have, not on the call today, Sharon Hurst. But you recognize the name. Sharon has been with us for years. She is the person that oversees our information services. So when you need something, information, more details from the chamber or the community, most people are going to talk to Sharon. She's the one that's greeting folks at the door, answering the phones, and answering those emails requesting information. We also have Sherry Williams in the office, and Sherry, there she gave a wave. She is going to deal directly with the members. That's our lifeblood of the Chamber of Commerce. We need a good, engaged membership who understand our roles and where they fit in and what we're doing here at the Chamber of Commerce. Another new addition to our chamber team is Melissa Wheeler. Okay, I heard some feedback. I just want to make sure that was taken care of. Melissa Wheeler is the program and event director for the chamber. So as that title implies, she's going to be watching over programs and events. I'm sure everyone on this call will be seeing Melissa out and about. She's actually with the Lot Crew group today. So she is she hit the ground running with the chamber programs. I can tell you that. She's been here a few weeks, and I can tell she really understands what we're doing in Nacogdoches and is proud to be a part of it. So we welcome her. All right, so that's kind of your crew for your chamber cruise, and we're all watching over our different areas. But now let's get into the guests. You know, anybody can take a cruise. In fact, as Wayne says, you know, he gets emails every day to join cruises. Well, anyone can also be a part of our chamber. So it's open to all. And when you're looking at a cruise, there's all different options for you, right? So you've made the decision, we're going to do this. You can even bring friends with you. Maybe there's some other folks you would encourage to take this cruise. Bring them along. We'd love to talk to them too. There are a lot of different reasons people take cruises. I can tell you, I'm one of those. I'm ready to just kind of sit back and see what's going to happen. There are other people, when they take their cruise, they want their dance card full of events. They want to make sure they are involved in a lot of different things. Well, the good thing about our chamber is whether you want to be a member that keeps in touch, that keeps informed on what we're up to, but not necessarily involved, you know, in a committee or an event, that's okay. We just want to make sure that you know that we're working for you because you're still enjoying that cruise, right? I'm still going to be on that deck and at that buffet. Let you know I'm going to be doing that. And of course, we want to make sure other members have all the information that they need so that they can make the right choices for the events and good things that they want to be a part of. So what would those good things be? Well, our chamber, and you probably heard this, is very involved, as Wayne said, networking. We do very well. We have education, collaboration, training opportunities as well, and advocacy. Well, the networking to me is the conga line, right? Those are the guests on our cruise that are going to be jumping in the line. They're going to be a part of the big groups. They're going to be enjoying those events. And of course, we have plenty of opportunities, whether it's a ribbon cutting and a live after 5, the eggs and issues, and then those very special excursions, which are our annual events that might happen once a year or so that you can always be a part of at different levels even. And the education and the trainings. I know when I took my cruise, I learned how to make animals out of towels. I actually went to a class, a training for that. Well, our chamber works with our community partners to make sure that we have workshops available, that there's different time with experts and people that know their fields and industries that you can gain knowledge and information from. And our chamber is also very good at making that available to our members. So you have to look for that too. The advocacy part of this, I was thinking about the cruise I took. They actually had, and because I was on the cruise, a member as a guest, I was able to go to a captain's reception and visit with the captain of the ship. I could tell the captain what I had observed, what I was enjoying, maybe what could be done better, maybe things that I needed that weren't available. Well, the captain's a decision maker, certainly someone that has influence on that ship. And our chamber can actually put members in that same position where they can have face-to-face time with people that are making decisions, that have influence, and that ultimately are going to impact what's happening in our community. So that was a really good time I had with the captain and the crew at that party. And I think our chamber does a great job now under Wayne's leadership. And as we go forward, we can continue to be able to express what we need and what we're looking for our area and with our neighbors here in East Texas. So yeah, I think what I've kind of talked about here is a lot of fun and games. And you know, our board does enjoy having good times with good relationships with good people here in Nacogdoches and with our members. That's a fact. But it's all fun and games until it's not, right? So it's very important for our captain, our chairman of the board, to keep our cruise ship pointed in the right direction with all the right resources. I mean, I'm telling you, Wayne and I did not talk about this before we got on this call, but everything he mentioned, we need the staff development, the resources, whether it's time or money or other good things that would be able to accomplish our goals. We need that. And I wanted to go ahead and share what he brought up. It's a mission and vision, strategy and goal document. I just put the link in the chat. This is available on our chamber site now. Our board approved it. This was born from the retreat that was held earlier in the year. And I hope that when you look at this document and then you move into 2024, you will see how we are continuing to steer ourselves where we are working in these areas. So you'll see this document maybe in other places. I hope that you will keep up with our communications. So whether you are enjoying the Lido deck, kind of hanging out, or you're just planted in the middle of all of our chamber activities, you'll always know that our chamber is working for these very important goals. I see Wayne is on his phone and I was about to wrap up, but if he's got an important call that he needs to take, I'd love to go ahead and move forward unless somebody has a question. Does anybody have any questions about our chamber organization, anything we're doing now or moving into 2024? Ooh, okay. So sign up for the cruise. I hope to see you there.
And I'll have the new name badge for you made as cruise director, Kelly, instead of president and CEO if you want. Does that work okay? I think that's a great analogy, and I'm pretty excited about sitting back and watching what happens with this organization in the next year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Any questions of anybody on anything Kelly and I have said? Any surprises? Well, with that in mind, let me introduce to you Anita Scott, who's our director at the Nacogdoches County Exposition and Civic Center. And Anita, what's going on out there?
Well, good morning, Wayne. Good morning, everyone, and thank y'all for allowing me to be here. We've got a lot going on out here at the Expo Center. We just finished up this past weekend. Motorhomes of Texas had their Christmas party, so we wrapped that up, and we moved right into this week. We have Love Inc. It's moving in the downstairs room, and tomorrow they'll be giving out the gifts to families. Children. Some echoing going on. And then also Pilgrims is upstairs having a training. So we're doing a little bit of everything here at the Expo Center this week. And then we got some other smaller things going on, but nothing really to mention to the group. In January, I will be gone to Fort Worth from the 4th through the 10th for the League of Agriculture and Equine Centers conference. And that's just a training for managers of facilities like myself. And so hopefully I will come back with some great information to put to work here at the Expo Center. And January the 9th, while I'm gone, the Nacogdoches Law Enforcement Foundation will be serving lunch to our local law enforcement officers. And so if anybody's on call that would like to be involved with that and help love on our local law enforcement, get with me and I'll put you in contact with Mr. Corey Kaler. He is the president of that foundation, and so I know he would love to have y'all help out and just make it bigger and better for our local law enforcement. And then on the 10th and the 11th, the Gateway Career Exploration will be here. That's the high school students will get to explore career opportunities. And I believe Ms. Erin Wyndham is the person to talk to if you're interested in being a part of that. On the 17th, Paradigm Liaison Services will be here. That is pipeline safety. And then the 26th of January, Vision on Board. That's a Christian outreach program. And the event coordinators for that is Kyle and Sherry Hardy. And so that's what we have going on for the month of January. And then, you know, for us, we're just, like I said, we put in that 40-ton unit this past week. And we are also working with VTI. They are putting in the baffle boards in the downstairs exhibit room. And I don't know if y'all been in there and realized the echoey sound in there. So we hope to be able to put those baffle boards up and combat that. And again, that is all a part of made possible by the Nacogdoches JCs, the profits from the Nacogdoches Pro Rodeo. And again, that's something that we're working on. The rodeo is in March, but we're working on that right now and getting all the sponsorships and things like that. So that's what we have going on here at the Expo Center for the month of December and January and leading into March. We've got a lot. If you want to know more information about the events that I mentioned or other things, you can look on our website at nacexpo.net. We also have a Facebook page. Be sure to like and follow us. We try to keep up all of the events on there as well. And if all fails, give us a call at 936-564-0849. That's about all I have, Wayne.
Thank you, Anita. We really appreciate the update. As usual, a lot going on at the Civic Center, and I'm really going to be excited to hear what your sound suppression is going to be in that main auditorium. That's going to be a heck of a contribution to the quality of the sound system there.
Absolutely, it's much needed. I had looked into doing it a long time ago. Quite costly, and it wasn't in our budget. And so, you know, when I visited with the JCs about what their next project was, what I would like to do with that money, I suggested that. They thought that was a great idea. They liked it because, you know, they hope to be able to do some things in the Expo Center in the downstairs exhibit room. And sound is, you know, that's a problem whenever it's echoey all over the room.
Well, that's fantastic. So, and that's a great contribution on the part of the Nacogdoches JC. So, thank you, Anita. Appreciate that. Any of our representatives from SFA, Monica or Dr. Reese, do you have anything to contribute about what's going on in SFA?
And so we're in finals week right now, so you'll start to see the traffic on North Street get a little bit less because as students start to head home for the holidays. But no, it's into the semester right now, and then offices will be open at SFA through next week, and then it'll be closed through Christmas holiday, and the offices open back up on January the 2nd. So, and then the semester starts, and spring semester January the 18th, which is a Thursday, and so we'll have all the students back here in about a month. But yeah.
Fantastic. Monica, anything at Carey Center? No, all set. Right. Well, how about our friends, Caroline Garner? We spent the morning together. What's going on? You had a very successful Christmas parade.
Yes, Wayne, thank you for that. We'll start out with that very successful Christmas parade. It was our biggest one yet. We had 85 entries that included floats, walking groups, and what am I thinking of? Vehicles also, and the biggest group of horses there at the finish. Great crowd came out and enjoyed the new route that was provided by the city. This avoided the road closures very successfully and involved Festival Park for the first time. And we've had positive feedback about that, and that people enjoy being able to spread out and go down there and have the extra vendors in the park late at night so they could go get some hot cocoa during the parade. Anyway, and then the visitor center had a band that started playing at the end of the parade. We took something that was different, working with the CVB, we made it a positive, new, interesting experience. And like I said, there's good feedback on it. We'll see what happens next year. Just stay tuned for that. But we're just so grateful for all the community spirit and support and involvement. All the people who came out. Floats were incredible with our Christmas Around the World theme. We saw so many actual worlds float by. It's like a soap opera as the world turns, as the worlds roll down the street or something like that. But anyway, and you can see the winners of the parade posted online. So that's done. I think we talked about the turkey trot last time. Kelly was in charge of it. That was our biggest and best turkey trot that rolled into the Christmas parade. So I'm still grateful for her management of that event and all the participation there. Tonight, we do have another big event every year for more years than I can count, more years than I've been with United Way, which is 8. So it gets to be up in the double digits. Rex Perry has donated a car for one lucky United Way donor to win an actual car just for pledging to support United Way and the community. It's just so wonderful that it's a testimony to his community spirit that he does this year after year for us. Not only does he give away a car, he hosts a fantastic, fun event with refreshments and music and holiday decor for the giveaway, which is happening tonight. That's why I'm going on about that, because we've drawn down to the 5 finalists out of our donors. We have one from Medical Center, one from Commercial Bank of Texas, 3 from Eaton. Yeah, there's Emily clapping about that. We're very excited about that. Eaton has been a long time big supporter, great partner of United Way with our events, with the campaign, etc. So we're excited about that. So those 5 finalists will be there, and then we'll draw down, number 5, number 4, etc. And there will be some sort of a prize for everybody, and the prizes will get bigger, and then eventually the last donor standing is going to win that car. The reason I'm going on also is that this is open to everybody. We'd love for great community support. Whether you know somebody who's in the drawing or not, come out, enjoy some refreshments, and just show the love to our dear Rex Perry for what he does for our community. Come a little early, walk around, look at some of the cars he's got on the lot. The event starts at 5:30 tonight at Rex Perry Autoplex out on the Loop.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Well, that's great, Caroline. Congratulations on the successful parade. And I'm saddened to hear I wasn't one of the 5 finalists, but that's I'll get over that. It's okay. But if I were a betting person, I'd be betting on Eaton taking home a new car tonight. So I see Emily shaking her head. So now we'll see what happens. So, thank you very much. I appreciate that. We're pleased to have with us too Cassandra Stokes from the SBDC. Good morning, Cassandra.
Hi. Believe it or not, this call, I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. We're just wrapping up our year with the Small Business Development Center and getting our clients ready so that when Angelina College closes for the next 3 weeks, they're all set until we return on January the 8th. I did want to mention, though, in relationship to the chamber, we have set our next small business development session, and it will be on Tuesday, January the 30th. We're going to do an evening session this time at 6 p.m. Dr. Reese with SFA is going to be our moderator, and we're going to have a panel of marketing experts that will talk on a variety of subjects that will be of interest to our small business owners and entrepreneurs here in Nacogdoches and the surrounding counties. So anyways, people like to travel to come to these, so we are set for that. But I wish everybody a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year and everything else.
Well, same to you too, Cassandra. And I got to tell you, I know I told you this privately about the partnership that the Chamber's had with you and the SBDC has just been so productive, and these programs are so valuable to our local membership. And we certainly appreciate all the hard work and facilitation you've done to help these things. So it's great. Thank you. I'm pleased to introduce the director of Visit Nacogdoches, my friend and colleague, Ashley Morgan. Good morning, Ashley.
Morning, everyone. Well, this is the time of the year where everything's really slowing down. We all kind of look back at the year and look at our wins and our losses and assess for the upcoming year. So that's where we are right now. There's not anything big happening in the next few weeks, which is such a relief for once. But we do have a big conference coming in February, so we're gearing up for that. That's the Impact Conference with SFA. This is a group of student advocates who they all work in communities just like ours, and so we're honored that they chose Nacogdoches to have their conference, and that's going to bring about 500 people, and they're going to be spending their time in downtown Nacogdoches along with SFA, where they'll be holding their conference. We're working on a few more things, including working with the Carry program, so we're really excited about that, on another conference coming up. And we've got a few clubs coming in the spring as well. If you haven't made it out to the gardens yet, you've got to go right now, because I think the leaves are starting to fall finally with this cold snap. But it's been a gorgeous season, and we've had so many visitors in to enjoy it, so we're really excited to welcome them. And then last but not least, every year we help out the Reese family. Sorry, I have congestion. The Reese family of Reese Jewelry, they host the Bert Reese Lighting Contest. This is a Christmas light contest, and this is dedicated to Bert Reese, who was the father of Shay Reynolds, Dr. Shay Reynolds, our board chair. And the reason we help out with this is because we see it as an effort to make Nacogdoches a Christmas destination by showcasing all of the wonderful places to see Christmas lights in our town. And so our contest essentially compiles all of those people that are participating, and then we create a map and we publish that map for all to enjoy. So we're publishing that map today. The contest is going on until December 20th. There are actually multiple categories. So in addition to judges first, second, and third place, which are all eligible for cash prizes, as well as the People's Choice Award, there's also categories like totally traditional, magical mailbox, things like that. And that's just so everyone can feel involved. You know, there are some people who spend thousands of dollars on their Christmas decorations, but that's not feasible for a small family with young children. And so maybe they just went all out on their window display or their garage. And so that's why we have different categories. And so I wanted to spread the word about that, because if you or anyone in your neighborhood has a display that you think deserves to be shouted out, you can submit their information and you can just put your email address and pass along the word for us, or you can ask them to sign up. It's free. They don't have to give us their social security number or their firstborn child or anything like that. They just have to give us their email address so we can let them know if they won or not. And then we just need their address so we can put them on the map. We don't need anything else. And like I said, they're eligible for cash prizes. And then those individual categories that I mentioned are actually sponsored by local restaurants, like Clear Springs and Annie Pasa's have been a big supporter of it, so they can win a gift certificate to go out to dinner and celebrate their win. So there's something for everyone is what I'm getting at, and so I really encourage you all to spread the word about that. I'll put the link to the Facebook page, which is where most of the information is, in the chat box. And again, look out for that map, so when you take your kids out to go look at the Christmas lights, you can see all the ones in the running for prizes really easily on a Google map that tells you how to get there and puts a route for you and everything. And I think that's it for me, unless anyone has any questions.
Any questions of Ashley? I got a wreath on my door. I'll let you know what the address is so that I can get
We
in
got a
this.
category for that. No, I'm just kidding.
It took me a long time to nail that thing to that door, so.
I'm sure, and a lot of money, so you deserve a gift.
I actually put lights on it this year, so I think I'm a front runner for the contest, but we'll see how that works out.
I think that should be yours and Bonnie's retirement project, is make your house like the Christmas capital of Nacogdoches, and then you be Santa Claus, because I know you're working on that beard, and Bonnie would make the perfect Mrs. Claus.
Yeah, well, the beard's going this week, Bonnie. It's either the beard goes or Bonnie goes, one or the other. I thought it over, and I figure I'll do without the beard. So, but thank you, Ashley, for that great update. And as usual, a lot going on. Well, there's a lot going on in Nacogdoches. Anybody else have any announcements or things to share? Well, first of all, I want to thank you, folks. I see my past chair, Dustin Beavers, on the phone. Thanks, Dustin, for being with us. I appreciate there. And Dr. Head, thank you. I always want to thank the guys that signed the checks. So I didn't miss that this week. So, but all kidding aside, we wish everybody a Merry Christmas. This will be my last call. And next month, you'll have a much friendlier face than me. I didn't say better looking face, but a friendly. No, I'm joking, Kelly. But all kidding aside, you guys have been an absolute blessing to work with, and we wish you all continued success. You're the what's best about Nacogdoches. Thank you very much, folks. This concludes our call.